We're going to make encrusted salmon. The crust is going to be the panko, pistachio nuts, Parmesan cheese. I'm going to put the salmon in buttermilk, leave it in there overnight, and it's going to saute the shallots and mushrooms. Make that as the bed for the salmon to sit on, and then optional, I'm going to saute these escargot with all that garlic, little white wine, and sit them on top. But that's optional. So the first thing we got to do is just season the salmon with a little salt and pepper on both sides. Whoops. And the fillets can be 6 to 8 ounces. And that gray area should be sliced off. And now that that's done, with a little bit of thyme just on top, thyme leaves, and just press that in a little. And take your dish, just large enough to hold the fish, and pour the buttermilk over it. Let that buttermilk get all around. Wrap it up. Put it in the refrigerator until tomorrow. Then you'll continue. You know, I'm going to slice everything up, and we'll go to the next step. I pulsed the pistachio nuts in the Cuisinart, and I might as well mix everything right in here. And the cheese. Stir this up. I'm going to put this in a bowl, and then encrust the fish, top and bottom, with this. I know we season the salmon, but you have to season everything, because this, all of this, crusted, has no taste except for what's in there, the panko, pistachio nuts, and the cheese. Even though the cheese has a little salt, but still, we'll put a little salt. And pepper. And even a little thyme. I coat my pan with aluminum foil. We're going to bake this in the oven. I set the convection oven 450. Olive oil there. I'm chewing pistachio nuts. And you don't have to touch the fish. Use a fork. Use a pan where you can work easily. Press it down because that's the top that we're turning over, and just place it in the pan. Do the next piece. And take some olive oil. That's it. So wait till the oven gets hot enough. We'll saute the escargot, have them ready, and the shallots and mushrooms. If you find some areas that don't have enough coating, sprinkle it on. This way you don't have to have your fingers all full of buttermilk and topping. It's simple to just do that. So we'll saute the mushrooms and the shallots. You want to saute them in butter? That's fine. I put olive oil. These will be sauteed with color or without color, as long as they're cooked. And then right behind that, I'm putting a skillet up for the escargot. Right back there. Now, if you're not going to use the escargot, then you would take these, the garlic, and put it into this. But since I have the garlic on with the escargot, I'm not going to put any garlic into here. But you can do whatever you want. A little salt and a little pepper into this mix. That'll take a few minutes. Now the back one, I'm going to use butter, because it just so happens that that'll taste a hell of a lot better with butter than it will with olive oil. And the butter can be brown, or noir, or keep it clear. Or even put a few drops of olive oil in with that if you wish, to keep it from browning. So we will saute. And then I'm serving with this. It's not the recipe. It's one of those toppings I made. I pulled out of the freezer. It's got vegetables and tomato in it. I'm going to cook up some of this. Spaghetti with spinach, 12 ounces. I'm going to cook the whole package because it looks good And this is only my second meal today. Had a nice breakfast. So that's sauteing nicely in the back. We'll just go ahead and put that right in. And again, a little salt and pepper. I don't know where my sea salt is, so, or my kosher. Anyway, salt and pepper. Let that cook. And I'm going to throw it in there and let it reduce. Half a cup of dry white wine. So it's almost like making the escargot taste like it usually tastes when there's stuff in the shell. This will be ready. The escargot will be ready. And then I'll put the salmon in the oven. And at the same time, I will cook my pasta, and it all should be done together. So a few more minutes like this, no sense in wasting film. Now if you're not interested in having color on the shallots with the mushrooms, you could always cover this, keep the moisture in, and they'll be more translucent. But I'm looking for a little bit of color. And in the back, the garlic, if that starts to brown a little, that'll give you a nice nutty flavor. Like those pieces right there. Put that white wine in there. And don't miss like I just did. I lost a couple of drops. And let this reduce almost down to nothing. We're not looking for a sauce. We just want to get all this flavor in there. We're going to sit these escargot right on top of the salmon. And this will be under the salmon. So you don't need a sauce because this is nice and moist. I'm going to put the salmon in the oven. And give it 15 minutes. Meanwhile, the onions are ready. By that time, the wine should be reduced. In a few minutes, I'm going to put the spaghetti in to cook. Now I'm going to cook the pasta. Got about 10 minutes. I was going to cook 12 ounces, like I said, but you know what? It's really too much for 2 people who are trying to watch their weight a little bit. Sure, the pot should have been larger, but guess what? I got 3 skillets on the stove right now. And the one I like to use would be a little too big. So you just force it down in there. Everything will be fine. Okay, so I'll cook that, and then I'll check the fish, and we should have a nice meal. Let's take a look. It's been 15 minutes. Let's see how the salmon is. Nice color. A little play. You don't need to overcook it. I'm giving it exactly 2 more minutes, which will give it about 17 minutes in there. Don't forget, that's a hot oven. When you put it in, when you set your convection oven at 450, now, we are done with the fish. And the onions are warm. See how firm? And I just broke it. It may be a little pink. I mean, a hair on the rare side, but never overcook it. That's done. I'm going to set up the plate. There's the pasta. And here is my topping that I made. I'm going to serve this on the side. That's plenty. What I'm going to do is to keep this warm. After I take the onions out, the shallots, put them on the plate, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to turn that skillet into a double boiler. So we take those hot shallots, and divide them up equally for 2. Put it the long way. It was so hot in here, the fan went on automatically. And now for a piece of fish to go on top. Not even stuck to the aluminum foil. When you do it like that, then you don't have to wash the pan. And the pan's ruined anyway because someone else around here doesn't realize how important it is to clean the outside and the inside. And now we'll take half of this, which is 5. And if they fall off, just pick them up. Put them on top, like so. Little chopped parsley on that. And there's the salmon on the bed with the escargot on top. And then in a side dish, I'm going to serve this. It looks good. This has smoky paprika in it also. I don't even remember what recipe it was, but a lot of things I throw in the freezer, and you're looking for something to go with something else. Oh, this will go. Anyway, hope you enjoy the salmon, with or without the escargot.